started my business to help my mom, my senior director, in her DIQ process. And I wanted a little stash cash, you know, like that Starbucks and shoe money, you know. Anyway, I was going through my master's, and the only soul I knew at the time was my fiance, my now husband. And I did have the gift of attending a seminar that first year to see what Mary Kay could offer. But as a 21-year-old transitioning into a new state and being in grad school, I did kind of piddle-paddle around and was just, and as my mom would say, I just kind of figured out my own way. And I did, but thank goodness for the gift of adopted directors, right? Oh, what a gift. And my adopted director, she had me be her assistant, and I made phone calls for her, and I practiced a lot. And then she invited me to meetings, and I was like, okay. And Diana Sumter, National Sales Director Diana Sumter, was growing in the area, and she would come to those meetings. And I have to tell you the story because this was the moment in my car, in my pink Cadillac driving down Kurt Road. I was driving, and I remembered the story, and I was like, oh, this is what I need. So y'all, 17 years ago, Amy, I was at my very first Mary Kay meetings, and Diana, at the end of the meeting, was like, what's your goals, guys? Stand up. You have to stand up and tell your goal, you know. And so I stood up. I was piddle-paddling a little bit, right? And I stood up in front of National Sales Director Diana Sumter, and I said, if I could just think about Mary Kay this week, that would be great. I know, such a good goal, right? Okay. I can't believe I did that, but in my car, I mean, it was like last spring, I just remember thinking, oh, that's the consultant I need to reframe my systems for. That's the one that just needs a little bit more. And we had just come through a little shifty season, right? The last 5 years, I've had a business, you know, knee to knee, belly button to belly button, and then we've had, you know, Rachel said, dun dun dun, 2020, and we just pivoted so quickly. And I had girls, teammates that were like, I want to be in person, I want to be virtual, I want to be this, I want to be this. And so I really, what I love and what's exciting right now is that we're kind of the pioneers for a new era. We get both, and that's so cool. And both matter, and we can mesh those together. And I just think it's such an adventure that we're on. And so I can't wait to tell you how we kind of modernize. So let's see. I am following my notes, because if I don't, who knows what will come out of my mouth. Okay. So Mary Kay Ash once said, no greater opportunity for women exists than the one we have to offer. Guys, we still have the best opportunity on the planet. The Mary Kay business model gives us unmatched flexibility, a 50% profit margin on suggested retail, and the ability to build a purpose-driven, enduring business. Now, in my speech, I get to talk to you about really fun words, like modernize, you know, like, scaling, yummy. Let's see, systems, woof. Influencer, who loves that word? Who loves it? Do you love it? Okay, well, I kind of have to regulate before I elevate, so everybody do this with me. Put your left hand over your heart, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Okay, this is your heart hug. Anytime you feel a little overwhelmed or overstimulated, you gotta give yourself a heart hug. A lot of times that needs to happen as leaders. We just need to, you know, regulate before we elevate. So now we are ready to do that. So modernize, we're talking about modernizing selling and transferring skills today. Modernize, a verb, that's not too scary. To modernize means to adapt to modern needs or habits. It does not mean to completely discard the old or focus on superficial changes. You already have what you need to modernize because you are here. And everything that we do virtually or on social media, like Rachel talked, we have the skill set. Right now, you are enough. We just need to use technology to facilitate and enhance our efficiency and our intentionality. To me, modernize falls under 3 buckets: heart-led connection, smart systems, and showing up consistently. Modernize, heart-led connection, smart systems, and showing up consistently. But side note, you cannot modernize what you do not have clarity for. So like my Diana Sumter moment in my pink Cadillac moment where I was, you have to identify what's working, what's not working. You have to be tracking, measuring, and repeating, finding goals that light your heart on fire. And I love what we have in Mary Kay, but I had to go, and I love, the diamonds and all that fun stuff, but that is just a structure that Mary Kay gives us to get what we want the most, which is profit for our families and building a legacy and building customers. And so sometimes you have to reframe maybe those big structures and identify what you really want from that for going for it to move forward, to be able to modernize, to know what you want, to know how to duplicate and communicate. Duplicate and communicate. I like a beer pepper. Okay. So I do work hybrid. I hold personal appointments. I hold online appointments, and they complement each other. I train my team virtually. I hold virtual meetings. I'm just sharing what I have personally done, and I'm going to talk about some other little things. But I train them mostly virtually. I travel to them to equip them as they are building, if they're putting in the effort. We just debuted our next offspring sales director in Florida. I would take time and invest and find ways to travel to Florida to work with them and build those skills in person, but we also did things virtually. So we did both, and we are the pioneers of this, y'all. It's so exciting. To modernize my in-person for my team and to transfer skills, I would just do, how Reels, how Rachel talked about Reels are those little segments of videos. That's what I do in my unit group. I go live for 1 to 2 minutes. They want to know what your stuff looks like. They want to know what your office looks like. And I go live and I show them the boring scale that I weigh products on. Someone else does this mainly, but I take the 1 minute to show them that day that I do it. But because I have an assistant do it. But I, show them, this is the scale I use. This is the bubble mailer I use. This is what it looks like. And then I pin it to the top of the group, and then I tag them in it when they ask me the question, because I don't want to go repeat myself. Are y'all kind of tired of repeating yourselves? Yeah, okay. So those little pieces happen in bite sizes at a time. I also record as much as I can. If I have a client that's open to, let's say she's doing a foundation match, I'm like, can I record this and go live with my team? It's not going to be to the world right now, and we do that, and they get to watch it, and that's how I've modernized my in-person selling so that they can see it, because I currently I don't have a working local pocket. I have, they're all in states apart, so I have to find ways to duplicate my voice and what I'm doing for them to be able to watch and learn and grow. And that's the one thing I'll pause and say, it's got to be your voice. I feel like for so many years of my early directorship, I was like, how they always say put the blinders on? They mean that for you delivering your leadership. The sheep know the shepherd. How you lead, they're attracted to you, they want to be on your team, they're there with you. Don't send them someone else. That's, I think, too, where they build that trust with you, and that's where you close that back door to retention as well. All the things. I'm straying from my notes, and that's whoopsies. So I just really think, how am I transferring this right now? And you know what? I forget all the time. I'm like, oh man, it would have been really great to show them how I set up my tray for that. Oh, whoopsies. And then I'd just be better the next day. So y'all, if you're already doing that though, good for you. That's so exciting. Last spring, I also love to enroll my team, so they love to be a part of that which they helped to create. So last spring, it kind of felt dead for our team, and I just knew, I was like, there's something buzzing, I know it. And my red jackets were like, what do we need right now? And one of them, with her team, she was like, we need skills. And I'm like, you are right. Ooh, I am, and that was that was my 1,000, yes, my moment, right? Where I was like, we do need skills. Okay, I don't want to repeat myself, so how can we do this? So I did a mastermind May. That was my meeting theme on Zoom, and I did 4 buckets. I broke down the opening, I broke down the agenda of the party, I broke down the close, and then the last one was marketing and referrals. So there were 4 big buckets, and I had a unit member record it, I had a unit member upload it to YouTube. Don't ask me how to do that. For real, I don't know half the time what I'm doing, I just know the right people to ask, so you do the same. Okay? So now, those videos are there forever, and someone's like, how do you close? Or if they're like, hey, I have a party next week, I'm like, I need to teach you how to close. But first, watch this video. And then I send the video. I feel like this is part of modernizing. right? I send the video, and then I'm like, we're gonna talk, what day can you talk, blah, blah, blah. And then we also talk, I'm really in person, phone time with them, coaching them through those skills. But those layers gave me buckets of training that I just didn't have to recreate again. So like maybe where could you, find little things that you need to automate that way? Okay, modernizing in person, sharing my appointments on social media, duh. I shouldn't say duh, that's whatever. But I share my stories, I tag people, I want them, they'll reshare it, they're proud of it. It's just free advertising. We've talked about social media, oh my goodness. Modernizing booths or vendor events. I don't know the last time I actually passed out a business card, for real. I have my assistant make a QR code. I don't know how to make one. So, don't ask me how. But I was like, ooh, we need this, and find the pretty Canva thing, and put the QR code on it that links to this, and great. And that's what I do. And I'm like, or at the event, I'm like, find me on social media. Like, we stand there, and we find each other, and we're friends, and then they're watching me. It's not really about the giveaway anymore. It's more about the connection. We need heart-led connection. We're modernizing selling. Okay, so the Instagram or Facebook handle has been huge. That has been very helpful in my local area to build local clientele. They're really watching on social media. I'll share more about that in a second. Modernizing virtual. Okay, so virtual, we just talked about social media, but virtual is not social media, and social media is not virtual. Can I get an amen? Okay, good. All right, so I love social media, and I am currently learning, and I just got to learn from Rachel Bond. But virtual has been where it's at because I have to equip my team from far away. We implemented consistent, regular glass scan events. Thank you, Megan Chapman. Everything goes on my boards. Okay, take a deep breath, give yourself a heart hug. Boards is my friend, and if you don't have boards, it's okay. Maybe you have your notes app, maybe you have Trello, maybe you have something else that works for you, but also find a friend. Get to learning something new that's going to equip you for modernizing selling. But everything that I do, everything that is working, everything that's current, it's on my boards. That has modernized my virtual, but having something consistent, duplicatable, like an event that they can come to and watch and learn and be a part of. I adjust my boards to reflect the words that are working. I said that, great, okay. I did resist it for a while. 3 years ago, I don't know why, but we drove from Tennessee to Dallas for a seminar, and a unit member on the way back was like, Amy, you need boards. And I was like, ugh, And she goes, I'm gonna set it up for you. And she did, and then I was like, this is magical, and it's user-friendly. And you guys, that's another word that I forgot to preface that we would talk about. I said modernize, influence, boards is just, it's literally modernized everything. I do a web page for everything. I texted my girlfriend this morning like a nerd because we did the retinol 0.3, and I was like, I can't wait to make a web page for this because what it does is it offers heart-led connection and a system. Like it's like two got married. And so the heart-led connection, I'm able to put value and education in one place on boards, and then I'm able to just have it be duplicatable. I love it because it allows me to kind of create my own newsletter for customers, and then I copy it and I make it generic for my team, and they go do it, and it's like that's a transfer skill, and it's a system. I also have all of our goals on a board's webpage. I share it every meeting. I screen share it all the time. My team is probably sick of me and boards, but they have to get used to it because that's just what we do. But it is a system, and it's been my system to be duplicatable, to duplicate and communicate. It's helped me duplicate and communicate all at the same time. Duplicate, communicate. Okay. Everything I do for my customers, everything I do it in the moment as well. I don't just sit ahead and think, what am I doing on my, Mary Kay has those flash promotions. I'm like, all right, what are we doing? Where's the webpage? How are we equipping the team? And I have it going out ASAP, so they're equipped and the skill is transferring. And then I'm going live talking about it. I mean, I have it for it's just everywhere, if that makes sense. I communicate a lot. My friend Angela Brannon, who's out there today, told me a pink Cadillac is all communication, and I have taken that with me ever since. Communicate, communicate, communicate. So, I also, let's see. Okay, no samples. Oh, if we don't have samples, oh my gosh. We have these awesome apps. That is virtual. It's not social media. I'm talking virtual, right? So, I have created systems for my consultants. If they say, I can only work virtually, I have a mom who has 6 kids, and she can only work virtually. Her husband's not supportive, but gosh darn it, she just got her red jacket last week, and she signed up in May. So I'm really proud of her because she's been only working virtually and doing the app, and it's because I was like, how do we do an in-person close? It's the same over here on the app. Oh, let's put that on a board, and let's type it out, and then they can read it, and then I can say, here's how you do a skin analyzer appointment, go, because I'm not going to go do it for them. So, anyway, that, please, no samples. Oh, beauty breaks. Heidi Geltzer changed the game. I hope I said her name right, but she did 5 and 5s. Remember those things? Yeah. Okay. I took that, and because my big goal this year was trip, and I was like, Budapest. I had Budapest beauties and booties and whatever I call it. And I texted all my customers, and I did 5 and 5 appointments, but I modernized it on boards. I created my own little outline agenda that I screen shared, and I just took the concept of Heidi Geltzler's 5 and 5 appointments, where it's 5 products in 5 minutes, and I just did that, walking through the lookbook with the new product, Confidently You, lip oils, whatever, and I did them in 5, and I told my clients, I said, I gotta teach my team how to do this in 5 minutes, I'm gonna do this in 5 minutes, I talk really fast, let's go. And they loved it. They were like, and we weren't using samples. I averaged probably 100-ish a face, so if I saw like 5 people for 5 minutes, it's 25 minutes, and $100 each, that was $500 in like no time. It was so wonderful. It was such quick sales. And I do that for new consultant debuts on Zoom. I do the same thing, although I call it 5 and 25. I took that from somewhere else. I don't know the name to give credit, but it's 5 products in 25 minutes, and I do the beauty break with new consultants, and then record it, and then I have all the graphics in a boards, and they send it out. And anyway, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much about boards. You guys just have to get on there and play with it. But anyways, my clients gave me great feedback. They're like, I love these 5-minute things. You could walk me through the lookbook every quarter. And I was like, did it. I'm so excited. Okay, here's like some other, like I called it just the fall luxe edit or the spring. What season are we in? It's summer. It was the summer edit, whatever. And so for the fall, I don't know, I might do beauty break and brows. Not like brows, but like eyeball brows. Sweater weather, beauty to get better. The fall edit, lookbook and lattes, learn the look. So anyway, I probably will carry that in with the new lookbook, and just that my text is, hey, walking you through the lookbook, you'll get a little gift, and and they're like, cool, I got 5 minutes, because who doesn't have 5 minutes? And I did them on Messenger, and I did them on Zoom, and all of these things are part of my smart systems, and all of it has been created in the moment as you need it. So I said, and all of it too has allowed for heart-led connection, which is just the gift of value and education. And honestly, what Rachel said about recording your education of your skincare class could be a month of content, my mind is blown. I'm gonna go do that now. And y'all you have to do the same, but just virtually, and just offer it up. Because that's what builds trust, that's what builds sales, that's that connection. And then the systems, you just record in your process, in your moment. Use your own voice, I already said that. Okay, some other ways I modernize how I communicate. I don't text my whole team all the time. I have tiny little brackets of people. We've got our beauty insiders, we've got stellar sellers, we have leaders, we have my Monday night meeting goers, and they're all different tags, and everybody kind of gets different information from me. It's not just, they all don't want it. And so I've modernized how they want to be communicated with and what they want out of this business, and then I'm transferring the skills that people need where they need it. Does that make sense? Let's see, all communication. I do have a system for texting and follow-up and email, and it's just the best, y'all. You do have to let some things go. I am a recovering control freak, and so you just have to let it go. And I would definitely text people, hey, first name, happy birthday, and it's like, oops, it happens. I go to Pure Bar, and I don't totally put them on my text thread because I see them all the time, and they're talking to me, and I just kind of really, I don't try to overthink it, but I really do strategize it, because it makes you just trustworthy and connect better. There you go. Okay. All right. Social media, we had a whole class on it, but it is the free trust building of the heart-led connection for modernizing your sales. And I would just say, if you're starting from the beginning, because I've built from nothing, and we're, in person going to social media, and we're still growing there, but I do have to tell you this to affirm you, okay? Because I said the word influencer. And did you guys know that that is a person who has the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service? I mean, who's sitting here? A whole room of influencers. This influencer is just doing it on social media, but y'all are here. You are influential. You are an influencer, whether you like that word or not, okay? But you don't have to have a glamorous lifestyle or a massive following. A few years ago, a mentor of mine just told me to think of documenting, and I've got to breeze past this because I have so much more to say, but just think of the word of document, like Rachel said, and the building of trust, that consistency, showing up consistently, that's modernizing. Picking a feature Friday or a makeup Monday in your stories. If you don't like the posting, because I didn't like the posting world, and sometimes you'll still see that. I just live in my stories sometimes, and I still do. Okay, and honestly, people connect there. I cannot book for the love the woman at Pure Bar, but I talk about lip liners in my stories, and she texts me and she goes, "Can you bring those lip liners?" And I'm like, okay, well, they just want to consume differently. So I'm hitting this, I'm hitting here. I posted a video of my, talking about modernizing selling. Here we go. In my stories, I showed a facial with a woman, and a girl that I do life with goes, "I really need skin like that." And the way I do respond is I do a voice memo. I voice note, and I'm like, "Girl, yeah, let's get you that. Like, what are you using? What do you got going on?" I don't really go straight for the booking. I go for the connection. I talk to her. I'm curious. I would say curiosity over convincing with anything. Like, you got that person that's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I switched to another brand." Okay, don't go try to convince. We all know that. We're wise enough now. Curiosity. Like, "Oh, can I ask this question?" But I do the same off to the side on social media. I have those conversations, those voice notes, and voice memos. Where am I on time? You're good. Okay, good. So modernizing, they want me to talk about modernizing the clothes, duplicating the clothes. That was a hole and a hot spot. I don't know if anyone felt, and like when we went kind of more virtual, the clothes was, I lost the clothes sometimes. I kind of lost a little bit there, and I have learned for myself. Now, it will be different for you. I have a girlfriend that sends set sheets with everything. I don't send set sheets anymore because I'm communicating with my voice more leading up to it. Hey, blah, blah, blah. I do a lot of voice memos. Rachel knows that. A lot of voice notes in the DMs or in text, and that's how I'm communicating and setting the expectations so they're already hearing that we're gonna chat after the glass skin appointment. I just send the dang samples because it's fast and easy. I text the set sheet. I know, very modern, so modernized, but I have a friend that mails it. If it's working for you, awesome, but it wasn't working for me because of how I build connection and how I talk and how I set I don't know, so anyway, I just do a lot of voice notes and I pre-record them. This is my hack. I pre-record them. I don't just say like, "Hey Rachel." I say, "Oh, hey friend, I'm so excited to see you tonight." I pre-record them and then I don't have to redo it, so it saves my energy. I forgot to tell you, I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and so I have a lot of energy that goes out of myself as a parent, and so I've had to modernize how I do things so that I can still conserve my energy and save my nervous system. Okay, so I pre-record in boards my messages, and then I just have them titled, and then you can just text them, and it looks like you just voice message them. So there's that. Go find it and play with it. Send it to a friend first. Like I sent a lot of stuff to people. I was like, I'm gonna send you this. No, to like my Mary Kay friends. I'd be like, "Can I send you this?" And you listen to it. Tell me if it's whatever. So you just practice and you just do it. Let's see. My notes. Okay. All right. Scaling. So the systems that you set up in the moment are really going to help you scale. And your scaling is where you're growing faster than your costs, and you're doing more with less. And that's what I really feel like modernizing is when you are doing more with less. It feels so good. It feels so good because you just feel at peace of the way the business is. Like, yes, we hustle at a certain point, but you just can live, and you're not thinking about your business all the time. To a few ways that our unit found success in modernizing with winning and scaling is I had to create culture with recognition, because where else are they going to get it? And sometimes, y'all, I had no recognition. And that was hard too. Where you're like, what is happening? What's going on? And I would just create a queen of the day. I made it up. And actually, no, I think I found a graphic somewhere, and I was like, that's a good idea. And it would be like, literally, if she had 2 reach outs, I was like, she's queen of the day! She did 2 reach outs, and, just starting from somewhere to go somewhere. Now we're recognizing red jackets and senior beauty consultants and $100 days and $1,000 days, but having a queen of the day and always communicating my vision. I talk about it so much. I actually did not close out the year well enough in my communication. I failed because they were all texting like, where did we land? And I was like, oh, I did it all year. I'm so sorry. I need to do a celebratory email and webpage on boards and text, and I'll probably do that while at seminar because we're here. But creating that culture with recognition to help scaling, those systems you create in the process help scale, help give you the systems to be able to scale, and let's see. I teach them to do the same though, to rally for their clientele. Like, are you doing a countdown? Because we would have $100 countdowns. My team loves $100 countdowns. So when we were going for $650, I was like, just 956 $100 retail orders to go. And they were like, woo! And I would be like, how are you doing that? Are you publicly thanking them and just letting them figure out how to love on their clients? Because when the client is tagged and they are feeling loved, that is going to grow her business and grow yours as well. That's all in the scaling aspect. Okay, the countdown, web pages to share goals. Let's see. Oh, I do tracking Tuesdays for Great Start qualifieds. Tracking Tuesdays, we always update my team. They love when they're like, how much more do I have? I'm like, $269. Although I didn't post it, my assistant goes and finds it. So give it to someone else, because if you're a recovering perfectionist or whatever it all is, give it to someone else and just tell them to do that. Utilizing product changes. This was in my agenda, so I'm going to tell you. This is like one of my favorite ways to modernize selling, is taking the product changes that are happening. And what did Rachel Bullock say today? Exclusivity. Oh, yes, I love it. And FOMO. Oh, my Lanta. FOMO is just the way, whenever stuff was going away or changing or whatever, I'm doing it with voice notes, and I'm like really empathetic when I do it. I'm like, but there's gonna be something better, and I'm with you in this, and like, do you want to order 5 of them, and just whatever, before they go away, and just really creating FOMO, exclusivity with any of that. And I know they talked about changes, so we have that come in, and so just live in them and enjoy it, lean in, Final mindset shifts: service over scripts, duplicate and communicate, curiosity over convincing, content equals service, so you can serve and educate and add value. Give value that makes people say, this was made for me. Mary Kay Ash once said, success is the result of a lot of hard work. It's forming the attitudes and habits of a successful salesperson and paying the price to win. You have to identify the price you're willing to pay to change and modernize your techniques, to influence and connect. So I have one challenge to leave you with, because I know she's on the stage. Pick one area: heart, systems, or showing up consistently. Make one intentional move in the next 48 hours. Voice note a past client. Organize your follow-ups. Post a story with your voice or face. Because the modern seller isn't perfect. She's intentional. And she's you. May your year be blessed with heart-led connection, smart systems, and consistent, confident action. Have a wonderful seminar.